What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. My name is Derek from Simnett Nutrition, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my testosterone levels from a recent blood test that I had. So I'm going to try and keep this video short because I want this information to get out there. I want lots of people to see it, and I don't want you to have to search through like some 20-minute vlog to find the info that you're looking for. So what makes this relevant? I'm just a guy who had my testosterone tested. Well, as you probably saw from the thumbnail or from the title, I've been vegan for over 10 years now. So that means no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no fish, none of that for over 10 years. And there's this preconceived notion that's out there that men need to consume meat in order to have healthy testosterone levels. So we're gonna find out if that is true for me today. A few other factors that are relevant and I think are pretty interesting is the fact that I've eaten soy like almost every day for the past several years. So when I say I've had soy almost every single day, I haven't necessarily had like a huge chunk of tofu or something like that. Although I do love tofu and I love tempeh and I do eat it many times a week, but I also eat other forms of soy as well. I'll use miso in a lot of my sauces. Tamari is another one. I love edamame beans too. And I've also eaten flaxseed almost every day for the last several years. So these are two foods that are known to be high in phytoestrogens. And there seems to be a belief out there that these phytoestrogens are gonna have a negative effect on our testosterone. So surely if I've been eating these foods almost daily for the last decade, we should see the effects of it in the results of my tests. So we're gonna have a look here in a second and see if it does. Also, I am no spring chicken anymore. I'm 37 years old, and I think it's well known that our testosterone levels start to decline as we age. So it's just relevant because, you know, I'm not like some 19-year-old with like off the chart testosterone levels. I'm a 37-year-old male, so that should come into effect as well. And I also want to make it clear that I have never taken any performance enhancing drugs, any steroids, any testosterone or SARMs or anything like that. Full natty brah. So I know a lot of you are sitting there on the other side of the camera being like, yo, does this guy even lift? Like, what's he talking about? He's not on anything. Well, it's an accusation that I often get, and people often say, oh, this guy's eating, you know, a vegan diet. There's no way that he could build any muscle unless he is taking something. So I just wanted to be clear, I have never taken anything, so that is not gonna affect these test results at all either. Like, I'm just a normal guy who works out hard and, you know, tries to put on and keep a decent amount of muscle on him, but by no means am I trying to be a bodybuilder. I just wanted to throw that out there. All right, so let's have a look at the results here. I did get a full panel blood test done. I'm still waiting on a few of the results from that, but I will be doing a video on that as well. And I think I'm actually gonna have one of my friends who is also a doctor come on here and talk about my results with me because he's much more educated in these things than I am. So that should be really fun. So watch for that in an upcoming video. But without further ado, let's look at my testosterone levels. So this was done through Life Labs here in Canada for anyone that is curious. So the top number that we see is testosterone. This is total testosterone, and the reference range is 8.4 to 28.8. So you can see I'm definitely in the upper end of the reference range. So this is the number that is usually most referenced when people talk about their testosterone levels. However, it is not the only important number. We have to consider many other things. So there's also something that you see at the very bottom that is called the sex hormone binding globulin. So I'm not trying to be a professional at this or anything. I'm not. I just like, you know a little bit about it, and I'm going to share it with you guys because it helps to kind of decipher the results here. So sex hormone binding globulin is just a carrier protein that carries different hormones around our body, but it is not free testosterone that we can use. It is actually like bound up and not bioavailable for us. So this number is important because it shows how much testosterone is actually being bound. So I am 56.6 nanomoles per liter, and the reference range is 10 to 70. So I'm in the upper end of that reference range as well. If I was lower, that would be better, but considering my testosterone is high and my sex hormone globulin is fairly high, that's okay. The problem would be if my testosterone was in the middle and my sex hormone globulin was like off the charts, or if my testosterone was low and my sex hormone binding globulin is where it is. That would be a problem. But we don't have to do the guesswork here to figure out if that's good or bad. They actually have some other numbers, some other calculations that they've done for us. So the next values we're gonna look at is the testosterone free calculated. So this is getting a little bit more accurate as to what sort of testosterone I have in my body that I can actually use. So I'm 388 picomoles per liter, and the reference range is 115 to 577. So I'm definitely in the middle to upper end of that reference range as well. And what this number is basically they take testosterone and the sex hormone binding globulin and they put it into some sort of formula and you get your free testosterone. The next values we're going to look at are the most accurate and the most important and the most representative of how much testosterone I actually have in my body that I can use. So this is what they call the bioavailable testosterone. And again, this is done through a calculation, and I'll explain that in a second, but you can see my number is 9.1 nanomoles per liter, and the reference range is between 2.7 and 13.5. So I'm definitely at the high end of that scale as well. So to calculate this, they actually take into account the free testosterone, which already takes into account total and sex hormone binding globulin, but they also take into account your albumin score, which has an effect on your bioavailable testosterone. So that's all been put into some sort of formula and we get this number here. So 9.1 and the reference range is 2.7 to 13.5. So there it is. Those are my testosterone results, and if you guys are using the excuse, oh, I don't want my test levels to drop, so that's why I'm not going plant-based, or that's why I'm not eating soy or flaxseed or whatever, you can put those worries away. And there was actually a recent study that was done, a huge meta-analysis that looked at over 41 previous studies and other meta-analysis that were done on the intake of soy isoflavones, which are the phytoestrogens from soy, and they found that they have no effect on testosterone levels. This was like the biggest study that's ever been done on it. So I know my results here are a personal anecdote, but it goes along with the science as well. However, you don't have to eat soy if you want to go plant-based. You don't have to eat flax seeds if you want to go plant-based or vegan. I mean, these foods are just two of the many foods that we can eat. However, I don't see any reason to limit these foods, and they're both extremely healthful, so that's why I eat them nearly daily. So hopefully that settles it for some of us. I'm sure some people will still not be convinced, but you don't need to eat meat in order to build muscle, in order to have good testosterone levels, in order to be manly, whatever it is. You don't need to eat meat, dairy, any animal products to do it. So I think that's probably it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely share this video if you have a skeptic in your life that's like, oh man, that soy's gonna turn you into a woman, or you're gonna get man boobs or whatever. Send this video to them, prove them wrong. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of my test results and what you think my blood test results are gonna be like coming up. And I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler. They're not perfect. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely hit the like button, subscribe so you can see more from me, and I'll see you soon in another video. See ya.